Hi everybody, welcome back to the Claremont Classic Garage. I just want to give you all a fast update on what's been going on around here because I know the videos have been a little sparse lately. What we've run into with having the milling machine and the lathe in the garage now, I'm in the midst of setting up a little machine shop area over there, which takes up about 20% of the available floor space in here. And the place was jammed already to start with. So we've had to do a whole lot of rejigging and reorganizing and moving stuff around and everything of that nature to try and get that fit in and still have a usable shop. I'm happy to say that we're very, very, very close to having that done. And soon we'll be back to doing our normal stuff and giving you 2 or 3 videos a week like I like to. In the meantime, there's a few things I could talk about just to kill some time here. The NHL playoffs are going along pretty well. I'm happy that my Leafs alumni team, the New York Islanders, are putting up a pretty good fight against Tampa. And as much as I despise them, the Montreal Canadiens are giving Las Vegas everything they can handle. Montreal is kind of looking to me like not being a hardcore Montreal fan, not being any kind of a Montreal fan, but they kind of remind me of the 93 team that they had a superstar back there in the net, and that's what you need in the playoffs, man. You need that guy that you can count on every single night to shut the door, and then you build out from there. And just like the 93 team, they didn't have a whole ton of superstars out skating. They just had a bunch of guys that were good hockey players and bought into the system and understand what you had to do to succeed in the playoffs. And this team kind of reminds me of that 93 team, and they went all the way. One interesting tidbit, I did read this was trivia a while ago, before the playoffs started, before Montreal smoked my Leafs. Any time in the history of the NHL that Toronto and Montreal have met in the playoffs, whoever won that series went on to win the Stanley Cup. Take that for what it's worth. Anyway, no matter what, I'll be rooting for the New York Islanders. Go Uncle Leo, go Matt Martin. That's enough hockey. Now let's talk about racing. It was super duper last night to see some of the short tracks in Southern Ontario come back to life. Up at Sunset Speedway, they had Melissa Bullen Invitational, or Memorial, I guess it was. Melissa raced with us at Peterborough Speedway, and she kind of went back and forth between Peterborough and Sunset. But for a couple of years, the Bullens made Peterborough their home. And I got to know her a little bit. She was a really good kid. And, well, she's no longer with us, and I'm not going to get into all of that. But it's sad, and we miss her. And I've lost too many friends from the racing community in the last few years. I'm not happy to see any of them not here anymore. But that was good. And apparently they put on a good show, and Doug Butler won the mini stock race. Imagine that. On to Flamborough Speedway, where they had the first round of the Grisdale, what do they call it? The Grisdale Triple Crown. It's 300 lap races at Flamborough for pro late models. And let me tell you, they put on a heck of a show. They had kind of a nasty rain delay, so qualifying and everything got washed out. I think they lined up by practice speeds. And yeah, it was pretty good. I watched Canadian Vintage Modifieds, the Super Stocks, the Mini Stocks, Pure Stocks, and the Pro Late models. Was good. Was just happy to see some of the short tracks in Southern Ontario open again. I would have really loved to have been at Sunset, but fans aren't allowed in, and we just don't have a car to go there. Even if my car was ready, it just doesn't work well at sunset anymore. Anyway, that's that. Now on to professional racing. Over the weekend, so far we've watched truck race Friday night, Nashville Super Speedway. Yesterday, Xfinity race at Nashville Super Speedway. This morning, I watched the French Grand Prix. Verstappen passed Hamilton with 2 to go for the win. That was pretty exciting. They were dueling back and forth with pit strategy. Hamilton, I think, got the lead on pit strategy. Then Verstappen, I guess it came down to tire choice at the end. And he had the sticky ones on, and he was able to run Hamilton down and pass him quite easily. Hamilton didn't even have enough car to put up any kind of a fight. And this afternoon, we got the Cup race at Nashville Super Speedway. Now, I know for years everybody's been screaming, me included, for them to return to Nashville Fairgrounds Speedway. And I would love to see that. I remember when I was a kid, the Music City 420, the only Friday night Cup race, they would roll into Nashville on Friday morning, and they'd do their whole show in one day. There was no covered garage, no nothing. They'd be out lying on the ground outside on jack stands working on the cars. That was, well, the golden era. But anyway, Nashville Fairgrounds kind of lost its dates, just like North Wilkesboro, as NASCAR decided they needed to move on to bigger and better things, and they went to all the 1.5 mile tracks. But Nashville Super Speedway, I think it's 1.4 miles. It's not technically 1.5 miles. But let me tell you, what a track. It's narrow and it's slick and it races like a short track. And wow, what a show they put on. The trucks and the Xfinity cars. I can't wait to see the Cup race this afternoon. It should be a whale of a race. I love that track. I'd love to see Fairground Speedway back again, but that Nashville Super Speedway, what a venue. What a show. It's a 1.4 mile track that races like a short track. It's kind of like Richmond and Darlington sort of mixed together, and you would come up with Nashville Super Speedway. The skinny and slick part, and the really fast short track. Anyway, hopefully we're going to see a good race this afternoon, and it'll cap off a great weekend of racing, both local and professional. Anyway, so that's my update for now, and I've gone on for the first time yammering on about hockey and racing. By all means, if your opinion differs from mine, please state it in the comment box. There's a reason I'm not a sports writer in a newspaper. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm just giving my 2 cents. Anyway, that's it for now. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on the Claremont Classic Garage. So long. If I can get this stupid camera to turn off.